Hello again and welcome back. My name's Annie and this is my creative detour. Today is Full Deck Challenge Day and we're doing card number 51, and I was very fortunate in that I didn't use my Queen of Hearts throughout the year. Every time I went to use her, I thought, oh, I might just hold on to her until there's a prompt that is, worthy of her. Because there's something special about the Queen of Hearts in every deck of cards. And when Shana posted her post with all of the list on, around card number 45 or 44, something like that, and the list came out and it said that Queen of Hearts was on there, I was so pleased that I hadn't used it so far, so I kept it for today's card. Now, to be honest, I actually haven't overly planned this one. I have a bit of an idea of what I'm going to do, but I'm not 100% sure. But I do know that I'm going to cut my card down in the shape of a heart. I'll probably try and get as many hearts out of my Queen of Hearts, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to make a big heart because our hearts are full this week with it being Christmas. So it's very appropriate for me to be doing a Queen of Hearts when our hearts are full. So last week's card, I had our little girl who was wandering the streets before Christmas, looking at the big stars in the sky and the moon and all the Christmas lights. Now, what I'm going to bring over is, you can see that I punched on her. I used a punch, this one, that I punched out the Ace of Hearts, and it's tucked in there. Well, I'm going to use the same punch and punch out all little hearts out of this same punch. So that's what I'm going to carry over. I'm possibly going to punch out paint swatches because I have to use my constant, which is a paint swatch. So let's get set up and we'll do the card and we'll see what unfolds. So all I've figured out so far this week is that I'm going to sketch out a really big shaped heart out of this paint swatch. It's a Taubman's, it's called Red Gumball. I'm going to sketch a shape of a heart on our Queen of Hearts and just put lots of hearts around. And our story is that it's Christmas week, so our hearts are full. So let's draw a big heart. I'm just going to roughly sketch a heart. And I want to get, it's a bit tricky with this, isn't it? Because we're straightening off that edge a bit. But I want to get her head on it. That will be okay. Let's cut her out. Yes, that's not too bad. It's not great, but it's okay. Let's cut out our big heart. Actually, let's back this. I want to back it first. Okay, that was a good catch. I caught myself before we got too far down the line. I want to back this with some paper so that I can stamp on the back of it and not see the branding of the Taubman's. So let's glue some scrapbook paper onto it. And see, they're just offcuts from some scrapbooking. We'll burnish that. Cut out a big heart out of my paint swatch. Ooh, it's a bit wonky, but that's okay. And we have our Queen of Hearts. Let's erase off all of our pencil work. Okay, let's see if we've got some dies that I've got that we can use, but I do want to punch out at least something out of this because I used that last week. But let's find a better shaped heart. Okay, we've got a few hearts here, some dies, and I might try and die cut out our queens. Let's cut out another queen. So we've got a couple of queens, and I'll die cut that and I'll come back. Alright, here's our other queen, and we can now punch out a few other hearts out of this and get as many out of it as possible. Let's trim it down so it fits in the punch. There's one. And then let's try and get our Queen of Hearts out of it. A bit obscured, but I quite like that. Okay, so let's stamp the back of this. Today's date is the 23rd of December. So we'll stamp this, and I want to just nest on our Queen of Hearts onto the heart. Let's punch out a few other ones. Okay, I like that there, like that. Now, do we want a little bit of texture? Yes, I just needed something to break it up a little bit. Okay, now let's find a sentiment as well. Okay, I've pulled out some thread. I've got our punched out hearts and our cut out Queen of Hearts. And I'm just going to layer this up. You can see I've put some thread on there. I'm not sure if I want some black as well. I've pulled out the quote out of Tim Holtz's Ideology Small Talk. It says, "No beauty shines brighter than a good heart." Isn't that so true? So we'll put that on somewhere once we've got it put together. So we'll glue some of these down, and we'll glue our Queen of Hearts on. We'll do this one first, and then our bigger one. I'm going to put a decent amount of glue on it so that it really catches in that thread. And then I have a few hearts to tuck in. I like some of these ones. I've got to finish my Christmas shopping. I've got all the groceries. I've done one big shop of groceries. I did it on the end of last week. But I have just some last minute fruit and vegetables and things to get. And especially the fruit. We have the most beautiful fruit here in Australia during Christmas. All of the stone fruits, nectarines, peaches, plums, apricots, and cherries. Cherries are my favourite. And the mangoes at the moment are just absolutely wonderful. But you don't want to get them all too early because they ripen too quickly. And then if you leave it too late to get them, then sometimes they're not ripe enough. So it's tricky. So you kind of have to be buying, well, I tend to buy stone fruit and mangoes multiple days leading up to Christmas so that I have fruit that's ripening at the right time for different events. You know, we had people over for dinner on the weekend just gone and wanted to have the fruit ripening at the right time. Then my parents are here visiting, and my dad loves fruit, and so you kind of want to have enough that's ripening just at the right pace. Now, I'm liking this. It's a bit of a different shaped card for us. Let's ink the edges of that paint swatch, and I think I'm going to do it in fired brick. Just take that white edge off of it. Now that card just keeps wanting to lift up, so let's glue it down again for the third time. And our sentiment, let's work out where we want it. Okay, let's snip this. We'll glue that on. I've thoroughly enjoyed this challenge. I really have enjoyed it. It's allowed me to think quite a bit out of the box with my creativity and to do different things, not always as literal as this, but you know, a little bit different. And I love that. I love the freedom that it gives, but also the prompting of doing something a bit out of the box. And our Queen of Hearts, she's lifting up again. All right, let me clear the decks and get this to stick, and I'll show you the card. Okay, so let's have a little look at our card. Here's our Queen of Hearts, and you can see that I have done the literal thing this time. I've made a heart out of a paint swatch, the red paint swatch, and then I've cut out our Queen of Hearts in the shape of hearts, and then punched out of the same punch that I used from last week, quite a few different hearts out of the card and out of some scrapbook paper. I put on there some thread, and then I've put the sentiment on: no beauty shines brighter than that of a good heart. And that is so true, and a good reminder. You can see that I just put a little bit of black line work around the sentiment, and you can see on the back that I have just put on the Queen of Hearts that I punched out, and today's date, the 23rd of December 2025. There you go. I'll just show it to you one more time up close, and we'll add that to our family. Thank you so much for stopping by again. I know that everybody's busy, and it's difficult to juggle everything, so I really appreciate you spending the time watching my video. I may post something on Christmas Day, but it depends on how busy I am. So if I don't, I pray that you all have a safe and happy festive season and a blessed 2026 to come. But I will definitely see you before that. I will be doing some videos after Christmas. But I wish you all well, and thank you so much for supporting my channel this year. I really appreciate all of your likes, your subscriptions, and especially your comments. I really value them, and the support and the encouragement and the kindness of people, it just blows me away. So thank you so much, and God's blessings to you all. Lots of love and hugs all the way from Brisbane. Thanks again, everybody, and enjoy your next few days. Bye for now.